how it was before, just in case if someone will need to install it in the future. I'll try to use this style 10mm. I rub it around in case if it will break. And also I have the shorter one version, and also I have the huge, like the tube from the construction. I also rub it around with the towel, and I'll use it how a breaker bar, so I not need to follow like this direction. Kind of make it this way, and then just in case I'll put the towel in case if something breaks, it will stop the particles. Okay, some update. So I've been using this kind of tube extension, and the information regards you need to really hold the steering wheel, it's wrong. I asked the guy who sold me the controller, and he told me in his practice he never break anything right here. That's why you don't need to hold this steering wheel. Just put the good contact, make sure it sits flat, and put your braking bar. And I really put the half the weight of my body, and my weight is about 200 pounds. No, maybe 40%, but it wasn't easy. Okay, now I can use my extension and power tool. And there is a thread locker. You're making the video for the future to know how it was before. As you can see, on the right side is matching the teeth, on the left side is going flat to the hole. And here I'm showing how that special ring will gonna sit, the custom ring. Here is some footages on the sitting place for the original steering wheel and new one, and as you can see the wall is thicker, but I will need to file it in order to make it sit, and I'll show it later into the video, and you will see all the process. And basically it takes some time and force in order to customize the connection point of the new steering wheel. Okay, here is just some closer footages. Yeah, I was trying to make the test fit, and as you can see, the outside diameter is bigger, plus there is two side pins, and those was hitting the plastic. I see there is small marks on the plastic because the diameter is bigger. It doesn't really sits right here, and you see those small mark, and there is also the same mark is on the bottom where the second column, let's say, pin was hitting. Okay, let's find where is that. I think it's right there. You see those angle is a little bit smashed, so that extra metal should go out. So basically here is the thing. So this diameter is bigger than the original diameter, and also these two bars, they are hitting the clock spring. So I'll try to go just go and try to complete this project. That's why I'll use my file, and so I'll first I'll file these two columns, and then I'll take a look if it gonna sit. If it will not gonna sit, I'll probably remove the 1 millimeter from the side. So I kind of make it like that, use the moving shrink, and put some masking tape, and then I'm gonna file it. And going slowly by surely. So I put something extra because even this masking tape is not that strong. I put something like plastic under the bottom to avoid the damage of the steering wheel. So one is done, took about 12 minutes. Now I'm going to remove the second one. And the good tip, if your file is not filing well, use the metal brush to clean it. And also periodically I'm going out and throwing away this metal dust. Yeah, the second one goes a little bit faster, so I'm just going to throw away the metal shavings and try to fit it again, and we'll see. Maybe I'll need to even reduce the diameter. Okay, here is how we're doing. Yep, we'll see. Now, unfortunately, even with those two pins, it's not impossible. I mean, it's impossible. So I need to file and reduce the diameter and get it closer to the diameter of the original steering wheel. That's awesome. Okay, so because I'll need to do a lot of work, and basically I'll need to file it until right here. You see this color a little bit lighter, and this one is a little bit darker, so I need to file to here. And for that, the best way, I think, is put something under and some metal like plate with the hole, because while you're filing you have the good chance to scratch the edges. So but what I will use, so I took my kind of plastic tool when you're cooking, so I'll make the hole, will cover it, and that's how I will file. Okay, kind of like that, and I'll start filing around. Yeah, so I think that will gonna take maybe like 3-4 hours. Yep, because you see I am filing about for 10 minutes, and it's only not the bigger amount. I'm periodically cleaning my file and remove the shavings into the box to save the time, not go outside every time. Okay, man, I'm filing for about 30 minutes totally, and this was the result. So I'm kind of tired. I'll try to use this. I'll just kind of try to align it, and maybe I'll cut the extra metal with this one, and then I'll use the file to make it round, because this is gonna be the nightmare if I'll file all that stuff. So this way I found the way more interesting, and when you do that you need to use the all long. That is gonna make the process faster. You can see, so this is 30 seconds, and as you can see it almost closer to the diameter which I'm looking for. Man, look at that, this is after 1 minute. Remember, I'm looking like this, and you see it's pretty close. And yeah, this is not that thick, but because this blade has also some size, that's why he's cutting the extra. Okay, I'll continue to follow around. Maybe I'll bend and remove, yeah, see how easy. Remove this piece of metal, and now let's go forward. Okay, this is how it goes after about 25 minutes. So you see I cut the most of the metal. Right now I'm just cutting the angles to less file in the future. Okay, as you can see, there is a metal start to appearing. So this is aluminum-ish metal, and under there is a real metal. So I need to file it until the real metal. Okay, 1 hour and 15, I believe, minutes later, all the aluminum is filed. As you can see, when it gets super close, so it becomes to the real tin kind of where is that, the foil, and this foil is breaks out the metal wall. Yeah, that's how much shavings approximately I file. Of course it's not the all, but it's the good amount. Okay, this is how it finally sits. Yep, I would say the original, it goes more on the shaft, about I would say 3 millimeters more, but even this is the good, so it good enough to hold the steering. And later, when I was measuring, I discovered the newer, let's say the surface area of the new steering wheel is a little bit longer. That's why when it sits, it covers exactly the same area how the old steering wheel was covering, but because it's longer, it looks like it's not sitting deep enough, but that's because it's just longer. I'll cover it later in the video. Okay, so I would say it sits perfect, exactly how the previous steering wheel was sit, and I'm gonna tighten that bolt, and we'll see. So now what I'm gonna do, so I've opened this original connector because I want to save the original plugs, and I believe the size of these pins, they are matching this one which I bought from the Amazon for 3 pins. And as you can see, there is a I already did the plus, minus, and lean can. So, and here is the same, the plus, minus, and lean. Okay, I've opened the connector, then I press the holding pins, and now I can release it from this connector. Okay, nope, these connectors, they are bigger, they are not going there, so I'll put the original connector back, and I'll have to crimp it again to connect it to this exit. Okay, the connectors is ready. Now I need to confirm how to connect it, because on my schematic diagram the first is plus, minus, lean, and on this schematic diagram which I've was gotten, there is kind of different, so I don't want to mess up. I'll just leave it until tomorrow and we'll ask the person who sold me the controller. So here is the 2 plugs, the yellow and the green. As I was told, the yellow one, we need to connect the yellow one because this is the related to the soft heat, and this is the related to the high heat. No, I mean, if in case if the airbag has to deploy, this is the, let's say, lighter mode, and when it's big damage, the electronic sends to 12 volts to both of them. If it's light heat accident, so it sends the signal only to the yellow one. In my case, my airbag, it has only 2 wires can be connected, so I choose it will deploy if it's gonna be the lighter heat. So another, as I told, we're not gonna use this one, but if we will just leave it like that, the electronic will give the error because it doesn't see resistance. And what I'm gonna do, so I'll use the pin, I will cut the insulation, and then I will squeeze the resistor in those conductors inside this wire. It's kind of like that, and then later I'll squeeze the resistor. Okay, it's gonna be like that. Yeah, maybe I'll put some insulation, and maybe I'll a little bit heat it up this wire so it will shrink and will provide a better contact. In that case, I don't need to cut it in case in the future if I'll need it. But this one I have to cut. And just align the airbag to see how it's gonna look. Okay, the interesting fact, I was wondering if it's this shaft sits exactly the same. It looks like it is. I did some measurements and I see the surface covered with this shaft on this steering wheel is equal to area on this side, but because the length of the thread on this steering wheel is longer, and here it's shorter, I can tell you, I've measured it. That's why it feels like it doesn't sit fully and properly, but the real amount of the connected surfaces on this original one is correlated exactly with this upgraded one steering wheel. Here is some examples so you can compare. So you see those bar with the holes and ins. So right here it's ends up where is the second hole from the bottom. This is the area which covered with the shaft, and right here, if you take a look, it's exactly the second hole from the down and a little bit more. And we'll measure it again. And right now I'm measuring all the long thread. So it's 1, 2, 3, almost hits the fourth hole from the down. And right here is also, but you see this 1, 2, only it's thread ends up on third hole. And this is just upper area. So you see there is the hold and the bar, I mean the fourth angle, and also right here is ends up where the fourth angle. So here I'm showing the diameter of the newer steering wheel and original one, some closer footages, and also it seems like it's a little bit taller.